Здравствуйте, товарищ. Bobby Axeman Hildebrand here with Airsoft GI on our newest episodes of Tactical Gearheads, featuring Gruppa Soldati from the Rushing Russians. We're going to be previewing a Russian Naval Infantry kit.
Gruppa, пошли!
All right, so we've got Kaz here playing the Russian Naval Infantry Platoon Leader. Now we're going to start out with the gun. You're using an Echo 1 Red Star AK with an Obzor 1P63 optic. Now that's a hollow sight that features tritium, right?
Yep, so day or night, you're good to go.
Ah, legit. Now going from top to bottom, as far as the helmet, you have a 6B71M helmet. Your body armor, which is essentially a plate carrier you're wearing under this rig, is a 6B23, and the rig over that is a 6SH112.
That is correct.
Now you've got a lot of pouches on there. You've got a lot of double AK magazine pouches, utility pouches. You've even got a Soviet-style map pack. How do you feel when you use this rig outdoors or for milsim games?
What I like about it is that you basically have layers. Mm-hmm. So, say you're at a milsim game, especially MSW, and you need to keep your PP, your personal protection on. You can just take all this equipment off and still have the body armor and the helmet, and you can still have that be good to go for 2 tourniquets. So.
Nice. That is actually pretty smart. Now, you, as far as the actual clothing or BUs you're wearing, let me just make sure I got this correct. All of this is in digital flora camo, yes. aka Cifra, and the entire unit is wearing that. Is that correct?
Yes, we're all in digital flora. We have a couple exceptions, different side camouflage patterns, but this is definitely our mainstay.
Nice. Now you also have a gas mask pouch, but you don't really use that for a gas mask. Well, he doesn't. You use it for a lot of different pyrotechnics like tag grenades, pea grenades, signal flares, smoke grenades.
Yep. I use it all. It's just a really versatile thing because why would you need a gas mask? So I just use it as a utility pouch. Ammo, even scrap paper, whatever. Just put it in there.
I think we can all agree the more pyro games, generally, the better. Now here we have Oleg, who's the Platoon Medic for the Russian Naval Infantry team. Now Oleg is actually using a D-Boys AK-74M. Now going from top to bottom, he's wearing much the same equipment. We have the same helmet, which I'm not even going to say again because I can't even remember the number, but I'll pull it up right now. It is the 6B71M. Now further on down, as far as the armor, he is wearing the 6B23 like I went over before, and the rig on top of that is a 6SH112. Now it is a slightly different setup. I feel like you have a few more utility pouches, and you do have a Soviet-style medic bag, correct? Mm-hmm. Now do you actually use that for any medical equipment, or what do you use it for in the events?
Yeah, so at MSW events, I'll carry the water MS suit in here, as well as a very small first aid kit in case there's any real-world injuries.
Nice. Now, at MSW events, water is used as a way to get casualties back into the battlefield, correct?
Yep.
Nice. So that's pretty smart. And as you can see here, it is the same camouflage, same style digital flora, aka Cifra. Now, as the platoon medic, I assume you're pretty important to the integrity of the team. Are you? I assume you're often working and running all the time. How does it work for you at these milsim events?
Yeah. So typically, I'll stay pretty tight with the platoon leader, and then we'll set up a CCP based on his direction, and then other guys will bring casualties to me, or I'll go out if it's safe enough to retrieve them, and then go through all the medical rules and get them back in the fight.
Nice. Well, that is pretty important. Now you've got a Soviet-style sling on that D-Boys AK-74M. Now that thing looks like it has been doing some work. It's got some history. How many games have you played with that? How long have you had it? Tell me about it.
It's probably about 4 to 6 years old. I've used it at a ton of games. It used to be a AKS-74, the triangle stock. Obviously not anymore. Changed out a bunch of parts. It's probably like 50% original at this point, and been rebuilt inside and out.
Highly acceptable. All right, now here we have Anton, who's the squad support gunner. Now, right here you can see he's got an LCT RPK-74M. Now, how do you like that gun, Anton?
It's a nice gun. It's LCT, so it's built like a tank. I've handled other LCTs before, and so far none have failed on me. And I bring it to milsim all the time.
I assume you've been using this for quite a while now?
Yeah.
Highly acceptable. Now, as you can see, he features the same digital Flora, aka Cifra camo that all the other guys here are rocking. Now, he also has the same helmet, however, his plate carrier is different. It is the Corsair MP plate carrier made by Fort, and the most interesting thing that I think about this is the fact that
It floats.
it floats! It floats! It floats.
What?
He's floating. He doesn't need a lifeguard after all, guys.
Hey, it works.
Now, I'll be honest, like when you first told me that it floats, I said you were full of crap, but tell the viewers how it floats.
Well, there's inserts inside the vest itself. It's actually more like a life vest without the plates. And to explain what that means is there's a frontal plate actually hooked on by clasps, and if you actually take that off, you float a little bit better. But even with plates, it floats in the water. And this is, like I said, it's mostly due to the flotation devices that's actually inside the vest.
Which makes complete sense for Russian naval infantry.
Yes, they would use this vest for boarding operations. For example, you'll see it a lot on naval infantry aboard ships.
Well played, Anton. All right, now Anton also has two patches here, which I thought were worth pointing out. On his left arm, he has an actual Russian Navy patch. Now, over on the right arm, he actually has a patch featuring the Russian naval infantry. Now, I want to throw out a huge thank you to Gruppa Soldati, who made this episode of Tactical Gearheads featuring the Russian naval infantry possible. If you want to check him out, find him at Gruppa Soldati on Facebook or Instagram. And if you want to find out how to build your own Russian kit, we're going to throw a link to that in the description below. Once again, I'm Bob the Axeman Hildebrand, and this is GITV.